Ayy, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and hit and miss. Talk about the Bills, dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Postpodiumpodcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host Aramis,
and I see you all got jokes. Punctual today.
Right, you see
40
that?
keys. What's happening with it? You know, get back to the regular scheduled time. What is that? SDB 5:33. What the problem is?
I love it though. I mean, if y'all can't poke fun at us, then what are we here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all here to have a good time and have some fun. So, what's up, y'all? Let's do a quick roll call. Weston in the house, of course. Slim Nady in the house. Big Papa Bill in the house. What's going on? SDB is in the house. J Ham is in the house. And of course, Billy D is here with us in the house. Key.
Hey.
We got a big day coming up in like 3 days.
Oh, yeah?
Are you excited?
No.
Not at all?
No.
No?
No.
Do you have any specific reasons why?
You're talking about the schedule release, right?
I might be.
Okay. The reason why I'm not excited about the schedule release is because we've talked about it, but I'll reiterate. It's I don't care who we play, when we play. It's more when we play, just on a principle of the schedule. So, you know, you want to know when you got a short week. You want to know if you're going to London, you're going to Brazil, going to Belize, or wherever the hell you're going to Myers, wherever they want to put the NFL this year.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't get wrapped up in strength of schedule. I don't get wrapped up in teams and all that stuff because, you know, I could see in my heart of hearts where you're Valdosta State and you have to play that suicide game where you play against Michigan and, you know you're about to make $1.2 million, but you're going to lose 85-3. In the NFL, that just doesn't happen. And I feel like it's just any given Sunday, you know, when it comes to competition. Mm-hmm. As we've seen, what was it, 4 years ago when we played against the Jets and Aaron Rodgers gets hurt on the first play and we still lose. You know, we weren't supposed to lose that, but you look at strength of schedules, it's like, okay. Then that takes me back to 2000 and whenever it was, we played the Broncos, we played the Falcons, we played whoever. Teams that we had we played the Rams. They won the Super Bowl. We can't beat them. And then we beat them all. You know, so I mean, for me, it's cool if you're into that kind of thing, but I don't know enough about all these other teams to say, oh man, I'm afraid of that team because we're the Bills. You know, we're the Bills. I'm going to watch all the games regardless because I plan on winning all the games, even though I know realistically we're not. You know, so I mean, we know who they're playing. We just don't know when. And do I need to take off from the airport? Do I need to? I don't know. That's the big deal. That's the gotcha. But outside of that, actually, I do need to know if I got to go to any games with Mel.
Yeah. Okay. So we just got some more news on the. So this is what they're doing. They released the Sunday night game for week 1 yesterday. I think that game is
officially
it's Dallas at Giants, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. And then we got another one that just came in just now from NFL.com. The Cowboys will host the Eagles on Thanksgiving Day at 4:30 p.m. On Fox.
That Dallas, because they were talking about now the Jets have to be on a road week 1. So, yeah, they're trying to surmise that the Bills are going to play the Jets because Sal Capaccio was saying that maybe they'll try to reinvent the wheel and like back in 1973 when they opened the stadium, the Jets and Bills will play. Maybe they'll do it again in 2026, but now they could, but chances are they won't because the Bills are probably going to be on a road week 1, they say.
Yeah. Who posted this? So it was... Okay, so we have the Hall of Fame game is Panthers versus Cardinals. the Seahawks are going to host the season opener. I think it was Adam Schefter that posted this, but I can't seem to find it. Oh, wait, is this it? Nope, that's not it. That's
it was Schefter. It's true.
Odell having conversations with the Giants. Yeah, this is a while ago. All right,
at this point in time,
that part doesn't matter.
Yeah, but at this point, Odell,
yeah,
he's Odell.
So before we get to the schedule stuff, because I do want to go through that exercise and just kind of give what I think the schedule should be for this team as currently constructed. Obviously things can change, and things did change today, actually. Yeah. The Bills signed somebody to a 1-year contract. Mm-hmm. And you were very excited about that move.
No, I wasn't excited about the move. I just wanted to keep it close to the vest. Oh yeah. I wanted to keep it close to the vest because I did a lot of research on who he is, what he is, why he is, and why do we care. Mm-hmm. Let's see. So you're talking about Mike Dana, of course. And what do we have with Mike Dana? Mike Dana is a 28-year-old who is 6'2", 257 from Central Michigan, transported to Michigan to finish up. Where does he fit? Mike Dana is a 4i. So what does this mean? What does this mean, Landon Jackson? What does this mean, TJ Sanders? What does this mean? See, people thought he was going to be an edge rusher. No, he's a 4i, maybe a 5. What I found from Mike Dana in terms of...
I thought it was weird that he was listed as an outside, because I never remember seeing him as an outside linebacker when he played against us.
Nope.
I always remember seeing him hands in the ground. Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. He translates best to a 4-3. So, for Mike Dana, his strengths are his leverage, his technique, discipline, power, and stunt execution. But his limitations are burst, bend, and range. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds familiar. He's versatile. He can play the 4i, the 5. He could play the 6 if you need him to, but you really don't want him to. He can play the 9 if you need him to, but he doesn't really have to. He's a run fit guy. He's going to give you, I think he had, I'm trying to see if I put his stats down. He had in 2025, he had 15 games played, 25 tackles, 8 solos, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 1 pass defended, 1 interception for 10 yards. For his career, you're looking at 194 total tackles, 96 solo, 21.5 sacks. So let's keep in perspective. That's 5 seasons. 21.5 sacks, 25 tackles for loss, 51 quarterback hits. And that same 1 interception, he has 6 forced fumbles, however. So he's really a high floor guy that doesn't really have much of a ceiling.
Yeah, which fits all of the other, what's the word I'm looking for? All of the other, tools that all the other players on this team have. All high floor guys, all low risk, high reward. You know what I mean? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
What you talking about? Cassius. Nobody mentioned Cassius. I didn't even pick him in my mock draft.
Where you see Cassius at?
Sample. At 540, he said you can talk about Cassius all you want. I'm like, I didn't even put him in my mock draft. I think Cassius is gone. He's in Cincinnati. I mock R. Mason Thomas, so I don't Cassius now.
Well, I think he might have been talking about, like, before the draft. You mentioned Cassius was one of the guys that you liked.
I did, but I'm not going to talk him up. I'm done with him.
Yeah, that's over with. I'm with you. I get that. I think for me, it's really. Okay. You have to get to 90.
Yeah.
And I think right now, the Bills are at
89, maybe.
89?
I thought they were 88 a while back. Did they cut anybody? I mean, I could be completely wrong. I swore I heard like Sal Capaccio say they were like 88 or somebody said it.
88? Okay. So under contract, they have 79.
79. Okay. So it was 70. Okay. So they said 78. I'm guessing. I'm spitballing now because I have no clue what I was listening to. It might have just been a dream. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think they have all of their rookies signed yet.
Yeah.
Which means they got to sign the rookies, and then I think they still have to sign the undrafted free agents, right?
Because I think there's 3 rookies that aren't signed. I think I saw 6, maybe now 7 that were signed. So they got like 3 or so more to go, maybe 4. So Let's see. Slim Lady said 91. You know who? They released Devonshire.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know about Devonshire getting released. But yeah, Mike Dana, he's usually around 50 to 55% snap count.
Okay. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 undrafted free agents that they have to sign on top of the 10 rookies. So yeah, 79. They're gonna be over.
Well,
and you
we don't have, he doesn't count anymore.
Who?
I was going to say Clayton is actually a player now, I believe. I think you only get 2 years on an IPP.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Yeah, he should count against the 90. So I don't know. So somebody's out of here.
Yeah. Well,
or you get pupped. I don't know if you can get pupped.
Yeah. How does that work? So with the undrafted free agents, are they just invited to camp, or are they actually signed on the team? Like,
no, they're not signed yet. Yeah, they're invited to camp.
Okay, so that would make perfect sense then, because if you sign all the rookies, that puts you at 89, and you got space for another spot there. I still think they're gonna go after an actual linebacker. Like, I know they had, Dana listed as an outside linebacker. I still think they're going to go after an actual, somebody to battle for that depth spot in the middle there.
And Nate said he does still qualify for the exemption. Okay. So that's 91. There it is.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. So then that makes sense. The undrafted guys aren't getting paid. All right. So they're basically able to take 99 guys to camp. And they're only paying 89 of them right now. So, okay, cool. But I think what I was trying to get to, about Dana is at some point there has to be more of an effort to take risks. You know what I mean? The only risk you've taken so far has been Josh Allen. That's it. Mm-hmm. Every other guy that you've picked has been high floor, low ceiling guy, including Tremaine Edmonds, right? And do I want to completely blow up this process that Bean has for getting these, very stable guys to come in and play, very stable careers and be able to, last in the league as long as they have? Mm-hmm. No, I don't want to blow that up. I just want to tweak it a little bit. Right? Can we get some, and can the aggression not be in the form of, I'm going to trade up a couple of spots, for a corner that nobody expected us to take, or I'm going to trade up 15 spots for a second round defensive tackle that might lose his job this year to Mike Dana. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, can we not keep putting ourselves in position to feel like the draft picks that we have are a waste of time, or the signings that we have are a waste of time? Because imagine what it's going to look like if Josh Palmer gets to training camp with his $11 million and he looks like the 5th best receiver on this team.
Yeah.
That's going to be really, really bad.
He loses to Skylar Bell as well, people.
That's what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, Keon Coleman comes in and he's picked up all, everything that he's picked up from Stevie Johnson, and now he's a beast. What are you going to do there? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to take that, June that post June 1st cut and try and save some money at that point, or are you just going to stick it out and keep them for depth's sake, right, and quite possibly miss out on another opportunity to bring somebody else in that can help you at another position that may need a little bit more help? So I think this is the issue that you and I have been having with this team this entire time, is they've done a good job of finding depth guys and finding guys to kind of fill out the roster. But too many times now we've seen signings conflict with draft picks, and draft picks conflict with signings, and, certain positions that they've doubled up on, or double dipped in the draft to try and, put themselves in a better position to have, more depth at the position, or to strike gold twice. Like it all kind of looks like we're taking stabs in the dark. We don't really know for sure, but we think. And I'll put it like this: the GMs that are well regarded right now as some of the most successful in the NFL don't go into the draft coming off like this, well, we think this guy can be a diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? No, it's this guy's coming in. He's going to friggin' start because we believe he's a beast.
Yeah, I think that's the issue I have with drafts. I'm not saying they don't get good people. Like, I think me and Laura were talking. She's like, "What? You agree with? You're on the island?" I was like, "Oh no, I ain't on no island."
No,
but we agreed with Skylar Bell. We agreed with Toriano Pride. We agreed with Kilgore, Eli Razor, but they're 4th, 5th, 6th round draft picks. And they're also still telling you their first pick and their second pick, wherever it is, 2nd round, 1st round, where it's still going to be depth. Why? And that's the thing that bothers me. Like you said, it's not that they don't draft well, but when you don't have that elite non-movable player ahead of them, try to find that elite non-movable player. Whether it be Max Harrison, whether it be Greg Rousseau, whether it be, and when you do it, don't keep them there just to prove the point that you got them and they work in your system. Keep them there because they earned it. Keep them there because they're moving needles across the league. And we're gonna always hear that argument. You can't get that at 26. You can't get that at 25. You can't get. No, I'm not. You can't get that at 20. 23. You can get that anywhere if you do your research and see where your value is and what your scheme really requires.
Yeah.
See, now I'm hoping we know first and foremost what the scheme is defensively. The tight front. We've identified that. We know they run mint. We know they're going to run penny. They're going to run 4-3, 2-4-5. They're going to run all these things. So we finally know this. We know what the principles are.
Mm-hmm.
With McDermott, we didn't know it. We just knew head up, beat the guy ahead of you, and hope for the best.
Right.
Now we're going to try to force the issue. Whether it's a 3-4, whether it's a 4-3, whether it's a whatever, bear, doesn't matter. Because it's a philosophy change. And now we know what that is. But now we need to figure out what their philosophy entails skill-wise. Because I don't want to sit here next year in 2027 talking about a defensive draft again. We got guys. We paid for guys. We got guys under contract for the defense. It's time for a 31-year-old Josh Allen to have some more people, some more pieces, some more can't misses of some sort. Whether you got to buy them or not. Whether they just stick out like a sore thumb in the draft or you got to buy them. Next year, we should be able to say, you know what? Go all in for Jeremiah Smith. That means 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. The next year is 1st because we don't need nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
All we need is that one thing. See, we're stockpiling on these draft picks. We're going the other way. We're building like a team that's still trying to find their identity, building like a team that's still trying to win something.
Yes. When
we've won something, and Bean saying, if he says we got to go off of what we lost last year, which would be cornerback or whatever the case may be, didn't get the best one you can get.
Right.
However you get it.
Thank you.
Whether it's selling out the whole draft, whether it's spending your bankroll, whether it's whatever, but they like
the
some
excuse
parts.
is going to be, well, we have Josh Allen's contract, covering everything up. So it's hard to trade up to, when did Delaney go? I think he went 9th to the Chiefs.
Who's this?
The corner that got drafted this year.
Oh, yeah, like
Chiefs,
9th. Yeah,
Chiefs moved up to like 9 or something like that to pick him. But yeah, I think it's been too easy for Brandon Beane to serve up excuses as to why he doesn't go and get the best players of a particular draft, right? Here's the thing. There's going to be people that listen to what we say and bring up, well, Dion Walker is one of the best players of last year's draft. Sure. Found in the 4th round. Good. We found a diamond in the rough. Cool. Right? But who had a bigger impact on their respective teams? I'll just put my guy out there, Will Johnson. Will Johnson, who became the number 1 corner on his team, or Dion Walker, who was a rotational player all season long. And this is not a comparison for me to put Dion Walker down. I like Dion. Mm-hmm. I like what he brings. I like his size. I like his athleticism, all of that. I love the pick, right? But when we're talking about guys who are going to come in and be a difference maker, you can't continue to keep trying to expect to find those guys in the later rounds. Otherwise, you're going to end up with what you've had this entire time, close but no cigar every single time. Why? Because you keep finding players that are close to being difference makers, but no cigar. Mm-hmm. And again, that's no disrespect to any of these players. It's not even disrespect to the job that Brandon Beane has done. I just want Brandon Beane to just once more swing for the fences. So what if you got Josh Allen's contract there? You got Dion Dawkins, who's on his way out. Who are the other huge, massive contracts that you got that you can't get rid of? Benford is probably the last one that you have standing. Because Rousseau, you can be done after next year. Next year. You can be done after next year with his contract. Benford is the only contract that you have that's like considered massive, and then I think Connor McGovern's is after that. So you're really going into 2028 with 3 massive contracts? Why can't you do anything now?
Right.
Move some money around. If you look at Benford's contract, you would think he's getting $19 million every single year. He's not getting $19 million for another 2 years. Mm-hmm. Why can't you structure these guys like that? The Eagles have been doing it for years. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And the thing is that he's young too.
Yeah.
So his contract is excellent. So I'm going to be quoted later that I said it was a terrible contract and that he sucks. You know who I'm talking about. And you know who I'm talking about when you watch this as well. Nate knows. But
we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
But when you're talking about swinging for the fences, keep doing it. Boom or bust. I would much rather miss out on somebody we trade up in the first round, and I'm talking about somebody that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because people are going to throw in my face Kaiir Elam. Look at the scouting report. Kaiir Elam was a project from day one. He was a project from Florida. He wasn't supposed to go in the first round. He was a project. Mm-hmm. He was just a fast, big dude that had a lot of flaws. And that bit him in the butt because they said we need him because we wanted McDuffie. Never mind McCurry, never mind Kyler Gordon, never mind the other guys we could probably use in the zone.
Well, Albert says, what about Maxwell Hairston? Because he was definitely a risk.
He was a traits guy. And I mean, that's fine. He might fit here. And I don't know.
Well, in this defense, like, okay, if Hairston was brought into this defense this year, coming off the injury and stuff, sure, risk. Why? Because he wasn't necessarily known as a tight man corner, to sit in everybody's pocket in college. Like, that wasn't his game. When he came here, he was highly regarded as a zone corner. He's better in zone. And he's got the speed and athleticism to play man, but he needs to develop his technique, mm-hmm. right? Which means he needs to work on his hips. He's got to work on his footwork, and he's got to work on his eyes, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times he was getting turned too early or he was late to the play, and he would just use his athleticism to get himself back into the play. It's a lot of what he did in college. That was the knock on Hairston.
And that's what Jay Valai, I think that's the cornerback coach.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, somebody that worked in college. That's what I like about this team, the coaching team. A lot of guys that work with young guys that really transform how to play at a high level. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, their power conference. They play against big names. They had big bright lights, and I can't really name a person he's worked with per se, but I can tell you that he has the pedigree to him. Him and Jim Leonard they have a relationship, and Leonard trusts him. So that's evident by the fact that they drafted all these young cornerbacks. They got IGB, they got Kilgore, they got Pride. They still got to work with Bishop, and they didn't bring in just yet that old, the long and the two safety to work with all these guys. They have, Sam Franklin, who is not irrelevant, but he's irrelevant in this conversation because he's not going to play. Mm-hmm. And there's not much he can do to coach up anybody ahead of him because he never was that guy. He never was a player that now aged out and is riding off to the sunset. He's only 31 or 32, and he really, until Buffalo, really hasn't carved out a niche for himself. So yeah, like we're looking at a Kaiir Elam pick, and we're saying, well, he did it there. No, Kaiir Elam was from college. Scouting reports, everybody knew he can't play year one. He's going to need a whole lot of work. And then you put him into a zone where you know he can't play zone. That's a recipe for disaster. All because they tensed up because they couldn't get McDuffie. Well, if you really wanted McDuffie, why didn't you go get him?
Thank you.
You know, and somebody goes, well, it takes two to tango. 2 first-round draft. Whatever you got, if you need.
That's thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because that's the point. Like, people are going to say, well, and they say it. Why? Because Bean says it. Well, it takes 2 to tango. If you show them that you want that player bad enough and you're willing to give up what it takes, guess what? They're going to deal with you. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to turn around and say, well, we don't want to trade with the Bills because they're our rivals. I mean, at least you hope not. But I think we've seen enough now that teams really don't care who they trade with. I mean, Dallas traded with Philly. Or, I'm sorry, not Dallas. The Giants traded with Philly so Philly could get ahead of Dallas. Like, these guys just don't care about that kind of stuff anymore.
Right.
We do, and I think to a degree they should, because at the end of the day, you're helping these teams get better when you do that kind of stuff. But GMs nowadays are trained to just take the advantage wherever they can find it and always make winning moves, so to speak, right? So I think what you said speaks volumes for where Brandon Beane is not willing to go as a general manager. And if this brand, if this logo that we have on the wall here, if this logo and these colors that I'm wearing now are going to be surrounded around the idea of playing it safe and never taking a risk and just trying to be as consistent as possible and hope that consistency is what finally, breaks down the door that we're trying to get through. I don't know how much we should respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I watched a quick video of Chris Carter, and he was asked, are the Bills Super Bowl or bust? And he said, well, I don't really know if any team this year is Super Bowl or bust, to be honest, but the Bills definitely know. And partly because if you look at who's in the division, they still got to beat up. They still got to sweep the Patriots before people can think about the Bills as, how they used to be. And I think that's right. I think the Patriots have earned that respect. Now, me as a football person watching that team, did I think that their win was a little fluky because of our shortcomings? Yeah, I do. I think that first win that they got against us here at home was a little fluky. But it doesn't mean that they didn't execute. It doesn't mean that they didn't come out and have a game plan and get it done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there's a level of weakness that the Bills showed last season that I think is highly reflective of a lot of the bad decisions that they've made between 2022 and now. I said this in the Discord chat this morning. In 2020 and 2021, the Bills were exactly what I wanted to be. They were an extremely dangerous team that people feared playing because they didn't know how to defend what we did.
Right.
And they had seen it for 2 years. They'd seen it for 2 years, but they did not have an answer. And that's the kind of team that I want to be. I want to be feared. I don't want to be, respected. I want to be feared. Like, I don't want to see those guys because every single time we see those guys, it's going to be this or that. They don't talk about the team like that. They talk about Josh Allen like that. But Josh Allen is not the whole entire team.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you said it because I'm thinking about the game last night with Montreal and the Sabres. If you notice, every 5 minutes there's a fight breaking out. Every 5 minutes somebody's getting pulled down by the neck, but it's always one team that's pulling the other team down. When Malenstein he's a projectile over the goalie, and then the guy snatches him off the net, and it's like he pops him in the face. I'm like, when are we gonna do? We got Logan Stanley, we got Greenway, but we're not doing anything.
Right.
The crowd there, everybody talks about Buffalo crowds. No, that crowd was ridiculous.
Yes.
And we got to set the tone. Like, we go in there and say we don't care.
Bro, were there any Sabres in that
I don't
building?
think so. I don't think there are any Sabres either. I don't think there are any Sabres either. But the thing is, like, when you go, because you got to play there again in 2 days.
Yeah.
You want that crowd to be like, yo, they might do something to our star. they might hurt somebody. Those guys are losing, but they're ready to fight. Not be chippy and get pulled off and punched. You saw that. You saw what he did to Kosick. They punched him in the face. Dude fell down, like he knocked him out. He wasn't even paying attention. And speaking of which, you know why they call it, Laura? You know why they call him the Habs? I'll wait on it.
That's interesting. I never knew why they called him that.
You don't either? I know why. I do. I'll see if Laura's going to look it up. But it's really because, I'll see if she wants to do it. But anyway, no, I mean, that translates to football. You know, you don't have to be the most talented team. You don't have to be the most skilled team. But if you have that ruthless aggression, you have that nasty factor. Like you said, I don't want to see them dudes. You know, the Steelers of the 90s, the Steelers of the 70s, the Iron Curtain, all those boys, Deacon Jones, they were teetering on legality.
Yeah.
Are we even playing legally? Don't matter. Those guys are going to hurt somebody. And we want to be that team. We want to be that team that people say, you know what, watch this, watch that. They're going to do this. They're going to do that because they do dirty-ish. And whether we do it or not, it's up to us. But we wanted to at least be in there. Oh, you looked it up yesterday. Okay, so the Habs because of the habitants. Yeah, the inhabitants of the 1700s, way back, inhabiting of Montreal. So they're the Montreal Canadiens, but the inhabitants of, yeah. Yep. So yeah. So.
And people just let this stuff ride.
Hey.
Like, they just keep calling. You know what that reminds me of? Did you see, shoot. Oh man, let me see if I can find it. I commented on somebody made like an all history Bills jersey concept.
Oh boy.
Did you see that?
No.
So it was the Bills 2000s blue. The whole jersey was like all Bills 2000s blue, like that dark blue, red helmet. It had the 1960s stripes on the shoulder pad on the shoulder there. It had the now red stripe around the collar.
Mm-hmm.
And then the socks were 2000s red, but at the ankle part, it was that same 60, or I'm sorry, it was that same 60s stripes around the ankle, right?
Oh yeah, okay. So that's what they're calling that? The all team.
Yeah, it's like the all history. I forget the name.
I say do it. Wear them. Wear them.
Here was my like. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. I didn't think,
at least.
Yeah, I didn't think they were bad. But my thing was, I get that so much of sports is nostalgia, right? Because you grow up supporting a team, you pass that love down, they grow up supporting a team and the memories you share and all that kind of stuff. But I think to a larger degree that goes a little bit too far. Like just the history thing goes a little bit too far. Like the Habs should have died like 30 years ago.
I think they died like 200 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the habitants, Slim. Habitants. He says it must sound better in French.
Yeah, it's just weird. And look, from a business standpoint, I get why it sticks around. Nostalgia equals money. People will pay to relive their memories. They will pay for a trip down memory lane.
Oh yeah.
They will pay for that feeling that they had as a kid. Mm-hmm. Everybody to some degree is willing to do that for something in their history, right? So this is really just business people taking advantage of this stuff. And I think now with marketing and everything like that, you know, combined with sports, it's this monstrous business model that is socialist in nature, but uses public dollars to support itself in various different ways. And I think what frustrates me about that is we don't get anything from that other than the highs of the wins and the lows of the losses. Yep. We don't, you know what I mean? Like if our team is good, we get respect for as long as we're good. Think about how we talked about the Patriots for that 5-year period when they were terrible. Now they came back and beat us and took first place in the division, made it to a Super Bowl. And can we really talk about them like that anymore? No, right? How are people going to talk about the Bills being as good as we've been for almost a decade, and then Josh Allen retires, and then what?
Right.
how are we going to be talked about? You know what I'm saying? How are the jersey sales going to look in that period of time? You know, like there'll probably be a lot of jersey sales on players we draft or new players that we sign, because that's how it was in the previous drought. Right?
Oh, the riot for whoever wears 17 when he retires. Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be
exactly.
So
I mean, you got Skyler Bell wearing 13. I would have thought, Stevie Johnson was one of those players that maybe you might have to ask if you can wear 13. He was one of the guys that was part of the team that beat the Patriots during the drought when we only had 3 wins against them in a 20-year, in a 10-year span.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what loyalty is if that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I digress.
I didn't even know that was a history based. I just thought they changed. I didn't know what the color scheme was. It's kind of funky. I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had a meaning to it. I just thought they were going for something different. But now I got to go relook at it and be upset. Just be real upset.
Oh, I'm sorry I forced you.
It's all right. It's okay. I'll find it.
Okay. So the next thing that I wanted to bring up is the Jets and Breece Hall. They have a deal.
Let's do this.
They have a deal.
Let's do this.
And that deal is a 3-year extension for $45.75 million. It's $15.25 million per year.
Damn, James Cook was overpaid. 15. Damn, he was overpaid. I'm glad he didn't get that 15. I'm so glad.
Go off, bro. What you
I'm
got?
so glad. What do I have? Let's see.
That's how you know he has a copious amount of notes
Ooh,
in that book.
Okay. So James, at first I said James Cook or Breece Hall. Which one? Because I was going to set it up that way. I was going to say, which one would you rather have?
Breece Hall or James Cook?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's not even close.
Exactly.
It's not even close.
So neither is their contract.
No,
believe it or not.
Definitely not.
But then one is on the outs. They're talking about trading the guy, to get value for him, and the other one is the second best player on the team by a country mile. And he can't get close because his own hometown was making up all these rules and all these things why he doesn't deserve it.
He's a running back. You don't pay running backs.
You can't. He doesn't catch. He doesn't do this. He can't. Okay.
We told you this wave was coming.
Yeah. And now after that, what I heard? Divine A-Chain. He's projected to get a 4-year, $59 million contract.
Oh my God.
That's 14.8 average per year. James Cook, A-Chain, or Breece. Now, I know A-Chain is better. Is he? We sure?
Numbers don't say so. He can't stay healthy either.
Numbers don't say so. He doesn't stay healthy. And what has Miami really done?
Mm-hmm.
But
listen, we made it to an AFC championship on the back of James Cook. Like, literally, think about 2024 and what that season looked like. It was running all season long. This is running. Who are we really throwing to that year? Josh Allen's numbers were egregious that year. They were the worst of his career.
Yeah, I mean,
aside from his rookie season.
Yeah, he was struggling for his life. He was fighting for his life. And I mean, we're talking about James Cook and Breece Hall and Divine A-Chain, and we're looking at, okay, A-Chain averages the most rushing yards per attempt by half a yard more than James Cook. He has 300 less carries than James Cook. Oh, God. Rushing touchdowns, James Cook has 32. A-Chain has 22. Breece has 18. Rushing yards, James Cook has 4,200. Breece Hall is the next closest with 3,300. Receiving yards. Breece Hall has 188 catches for 1,642 yards to James Cook's 130 to 1,174 yards. And Divine A-Chain has 172 catches for 1,277 yards. He has 13 receiving touchdowns. James Cook and Breece Hall both have 9. If you're a fantasy football player, James Cook averages 777.3 points a year. To A-Chain 641 and Breece Hall 666. Wait, there's more.
Yeah. Oh, please.
James Cook, 3 Pro Bowls. A-Chain 1. James Cook, 1 All-Pro. Anybody else got one? Raise your hand if you got one. Breece Hall, A-Chain. Keep your hand down because you don't. Oh, you want me to tell them how long they've been there? Okay. James Cook played 66 games. Breece Hall has played 56 games, and Divine A-Chain has played 44 games. That's why I emphasize the averages. I emphasize because it doesn't. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing at all.
Mm-hmm. Look, I think we've been saying this for about 2 years now. Like really, because we were talking about the James Cook contract the year before it was even an issue. Like we were looking at the depth chart, and we were looking at the contracts, and we saw that coming. We knew, okay, based on the way the Bills have behaved, they're gonna make a big deal about this. What did they do? They didn't personally make a big deal about the contract situation. They just kind of let James Cook and the media and fans make a big deal out of it, right? And Brandon Beane, as Jay Ham so eloquently puts it, if there's one thing Beane is good at, it's scamming.
That's my cousin. See,
this is by far one of the biggest scam jobs that Beane has ever run on any player that we have in this building. And to be quite honest, I don't know if I want to be associated with a front office that does this to players, because it certainly doesn't look good to the rest of the NFL. If you want guys to come to New York State, where the taxes are some of the highest in the country, and they're only going to see half of their paycheck at the end of the day, and they're going to live in a place where it may not be as entertaining or as, voluminous as some of the other places that they can live in with much better weather and less taxes and all that other kind of stuff. You want them to come here to take less money because you say so? Because you've scammed other players? Excuse me. Like, to me, that's what you have to worry about as a franchise. And I'm thinking about this again. A lot of what I say, to be clear for those who haven't been around as long, a lot of what I say, I try to come from a player's perspective as much as possible, solely because I've had an opportunity to talk to a lot of players and to understand their perspective, and to also understand how the NFL behaves and how it treats players. It's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah. If
you play in any sport, to get out here and get your money. Baseball is probably the easiest sport to go out and get your money.
Yeah.
They just hand it, like they print it over there. You know what I'm saying? But the NFL, there's collusion cases of them trying to make sure that they don't pay players a certain amount of money. They definitely not guaranteed kind. You get what I'm saying? So this particular instance of us seeing Breece Hall get this kind of money from the Jets, I mean, people are going to make the case, well, they don't have a quarterback, so they can afford to pay. That's not the point.
Not at all.
Because the Chiefs just gave Kenneth Walker the bag to come and be their starting running back there. And they have Patrick Mahomes on that massive deal that they got. They traded up in the draft to get a corner. He's gonna get a bag. He's gonna get what, 20, somewhere between 15 and 20 million?
Yeah.
As a rookie?
Yeah.
With Mahomes making $500 million. Like, this is what, like, Mahomes is making more than Josh Allen right now, and they can still afford to pay some of the stars that they have. Yeah. It's not hard to do.
No.
But we keep supporting everything that this guy does as if he's some genius. The best talent that he has is finding low risk, high reward guys. That is his skill set. That's it. Everything after that, he needs work.
Yeah. Shaka said they hosed Cook gave Josh Palmer way more than he deserved. Being is crazy. Somebody, one team was kind of going off here. He said, "Come here for cheap because you get to play with Josh." Right. That's what they do. And somebody, Slim said, "Yeah, McGovern kind of got hosed too." Yeah, he did. I mean, the funny thing is, he had to make the call to get hosed.
Thank you.
I had to volunteer to get hosed. I had to talk to my wife and say, you know what? We could get more elsewhere, but we really want to stay here, don't we?
Yep.
That's not a conversation you should have for a guy that you trust to be your center going forward.
Yep.
Pay him what he deserves, but instead you pay whoever else. You're lining up all these 1-year contracts. You're lining up Curtis Samuel. We sat on for what, 4 years, 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? Josh Palmer, after 1 year, we're like, how can we get rid of him? These are not good omens here.
Right.
These are not the conversations we're supposed to have.
Right. The other part of this too is for McGovern's sake, these collusion cases are there for a reason. One of the things that ex NFLPA president DeMaurice Smith said is that these owners love to write things down. And that's part of the reason why they've been able to make these collusion cases. But we're entering a new age where I'm sure these owners are getting a little bit smarter and learning from some of these cases that they have to fight against, and just making, communications maybe a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more private, a little bit less traceable.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are phone calls that go out every single year. Hey, we're not paying this position this much anymore. We got, the salary cap is what it is for a reason. And owners are really just trying to figure out how they're going to structure everything under the salary cap. So they look at certain positions based on what they need, based on talent at the position. And they say, okay, you know what? We need money for receivers. Where's that going to come from? Well, what have we seen recently? We've seen safeties take huge hits in how much they're getting paid. Right. Jeffrey Simmons, or not Jeffrey Simmons. Who's the safety?
Simmons?
Yeah. What's his first name though?
Justin
Simmons. Justin Simmons is looking to make, last year he was looking to make $8 million. $8 million is not a lot of money. But owners, we're not paying safeties. Not no more. Right? So every single year you see the pay scale for safeties go down and down and down and down. For offensive line in general, who's been the two positions that get paid the least on the offensive line? It's been guards and centers, right? But somehow guards got lumped in with tackles now, and their salary started skyrocketing. Well, what does that do to what does that do to the salary of centers? Yeah. It's got to bump their salary up. But if you're an owner and you're still trying to keep things under control, hey, listen, we're paying defensive ends, we're paying corners, we're paying running backs now because everybody wants to run the ball again. We're too much money going to too many different positions. We got to keep somebody down.
Right.
Okay. Well, Tyler Linderbaum, we'll pay him. Connor McGovern, been to an AFC Championship game, on one of the best teams in the NFL right now. He's not the best guy in this free agent class. Let's hold off. Mm-hmm. Let's hold off. Right? It's not far-fetched to think that these owners don't have something to do with who's getting paid and who's not.
Right.
So, yeah, James Cook gets hosed. Yeah, Connor McGovern gets hosed. It's all by design to some degree. Right? At some point, we need an owner. We need an owner who's not afraid to buck the system. Because what are they going to do? Kick him out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are they truly going to do? If nobody has turned against Jerry Jones and tried to get him kicked out by now, they're not going to do it. Because he's broken every rule you can break. They came out with the salary cap. He said, screw the salary cap. When the salary cap came out, he was $50 million over it. He didn't care.
No.
He was.
Go ahead and sanction me. I don't care.
Yeah, he was close to $100 million over the salary cap, if you really want to talk about it. Yeah. So he's done his own thing for years and years and years, and they haven't gotten it. So anyway, bottom line is you cannot continue to expect to be at the top of the food chain as the Buffalo Bills when your owner is depending on high low risk, high reward guys and building an entire roster full of them, and then adding a guy in DJ Moore who they believe to be this, superstar ad that's going to come in and be a game changer. And on the grand scale of game changers, DJ Moore is probably on the safer side as a high floor, low ceiling type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying this stuff just from, my own personal experience. I had somebody, and I know I'm going long. We got to move on.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
I had somebody jump in our comments. I think it was yesterday, talking about, the Bengals missed the playoffs in 24, 25, and I think it was 22. He brought a 23 or something like that, and he was healthy all those seasons. So, basically everything I said was wrong. I said, okay, let's play your game. I have no problem playing people's games. If they want to start stuff, I will finish it gladly, right? And I went through and I made sure to make it clear. 2023, he was dealing with the he was back from surgery, right? Oh, how did I say that? I think 23 he was back from surgery. 24 he was dealing with 23 he had wrist surgery. He got hurt in the Super Bowl. Or 22 he got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt because they were in the Super Bowl 21. So he had wrist surgery, and then 22 he was. Let me pull this up because I'm playing games right now. I really am playing. I'm trying to remember stuff.
While you pull that up,
I'm not supposed to remember.
Will get this here. To be fair, no one saw him being a rushing leader. This is James Cook. The next year, and we're questioning if he can handle high volume. The thing is, you don't. That's Bill's thought process. He has to fit into a mold. Now what the question should be is, what is this elite trait? What does he do better than most in the league? James Cook's second gear is ridiculous. His vision is elite. He's proven the year before he can score in droves, because what they say, James Cook can't be relied upon in the red zone or inside the 5.
He deleted his comment.
Oh, he probably just did it.
No, I mean, I haven't checked since yesterday, but he must have deleted his comment. He maybe he didn't want to be embarrassed. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, cause I had like a whole long drawn out thing. Okay. So
yours going. Oh, dang.
Yeah, well, I mean, I replied to his comment, so if he deletes it, mine goes with it. But I'll pull up the history for Joe Burrow real quick, just so everybody understands. Because I want to be clear about this stuff. We don't put this stuff out for no reason. We really don't. Yeah. And when we do the research here, okay, so here's what it looks like. So,
so like saying, why are you doing that? James Cook, the pay isn't because of him running a million times. The pay is what he does with the ball in his hands.
Correct.
That's what you get paid for. And the thing is, you got to look at it like this. He only ran 40% of the time. He only was on the field 40% of snaps, whatever. But what did he do in those 40% of snaps?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get him free? How do you get him open? How do you spare his body while let him work for you? That's for Joe Brady to figure out. That's for now Carmichael to figure out. That's for whoever else to figure out. But you pay him because he has these traits that very few other people in the league have. And we're trying to figure out how somebody can play special teams, how they can play defense, how they can play offense, how they can do multiple things, a lot of stuff to justify their price tag. Now, you justify your price tag because of the trait that you have that brings to the team. And, if you would say, well, DJ Moore did this in Chicago, he did this in Carolina, he's worth $40 billion in that, 2027 when he gets that hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what if we would have, I'll just say, because it was a hot box issue, like you were talking about, trading up for Brian Thomas Jr. or trading for Brian Thomas Jr. when there was thought he was out there. You're going to say, how he didn't try? He may have, he may not have, but everybody's got a price.
Right.
Everybody's got a price. And if you want it bad enough, and it's not just BTJ, that's not where I'm going. I'm just an example. And Marvin Harrison Jr., a reclamation project. You get that guy from Ohio State in year 3?
Mm-hmm.
And you put him with a quarterback, you put him in a situation. What happens? You don't need to go get DJ Moore per se.
Exactly.
You can get Marvin Harrison Jr., who's 9 years younger.
Yeah.
And much bigger and much more of a floor and much more of a ceiling.
Exactly.
These are the things that we're talking about when we're criticizing the way Bean operates. Yeah, Bean is safe. He trades up 2-3 plays. Oh, see, he did it. Told you. But he traded up for TJ Sanders. And once again, the player he got in the 4th round
is better
outplayed
than that guy. Right.
Now we're trying to figure out, where does TJ Sanders fit? Nobody knows.
And wherever TJ Sanders fits, Landon Jackson also fits. Right. So now what are we going to do with that 3rd round pick that came right after the 15 spot trade up
that you had to have? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So real quick on Joe Burrow. I know nobody cares, but I care. So
go ahead, brother.
So 2022 MCL sprain in the Super Bowl did not require surgery. 2023 he missed over a month of training camp with a calf strain. Later on in 2023, he tore a ligament in his right wrist. His throwing hand versus the Ravens required season-ending surgery. All right, so that was 23. 24, 24 was, we got to go forward here a little bit. So 24 was, where is it? Here it is. So he started the season following a recovery from a 2023 season-ending wrist injury, right? So I remember watching that season when Joe Burrow was playing, and everybody's looking at this dude like, yo, he's not the same. He's not back from that wrist injury. I think the wrist is still bothering him. And it was. He didn't start to play like himself until, what, midpoint, like week 6, week 7, his numbers started to really show. And then you go to, I got to go back here. You go to 20, that was 24. 25, he suffered a grade 3 turf toe injury, expected to keep him out for 3 months. So here's the point that I'm trying to make. Somebody jumped in our comments and was so happy to say, oh, you're wrong. Why? Because you remembered the game that he played against us where Josh outplayed him and they missed the playoffs. I said, yo, in 2022, when he started off the season with an injury and wasn't playing like himself, how did they finish that season off? They finished 9-8, right? Joe Burrow missed most of the season in 2025 due to that toe injury. How did they finish off? 9-8. They still finished with winning seasons. Even with this dude being as oft injured as he is, they still finished 9-8. Right? So again, I that whole point was surrounded around the idea that Josh Allen to the Bills is exactly what Joe Burrow is to the Bengals. And if Josh Allen had gotten injured as much as Joe Burrow had, we'd be having a much different conversation about the draftability of Brandon Beane, because it would be a lot clearer, the caliber of players that Brandon Beane has put around Josh Allen. And I think the clearest that you will ever see it on a year-to-year basis is training camp and preseason. That's when you see what the team is without Josh Allen. When you're watching this team with Kyle Allen playing and Mitch Trubisky and Matt Barkley and all these other guys, they look like a plucky, try hard team.
Did you see whoever it was, the guy from Central Connecticut State and Taquan Roberson throwing to Burton and Skylar Bill? I mean, drop. I mean, I was like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Is this the Bad News Bears? And then now you bring in the other guys. When you got even Keon Coleman's. See, that's what people don't realize, the difference between a vested NFL player and a rookie. Because put Keon in that situation, you were like, yo, all right.
Skylar Bill had to slow down for that pass from that guy, and Jermaine Burton had to reach higher than he should have. For that kind of it's a slant pass. That needs to be
quick snap right in there,
slightly ahead, right in the breadbasket.
Quick snap right in there, and that thing was like floating.
But they were clowning Jermaine Burton for dropping the pass. Like, come on, man. I mean, seriously,
that's tough.
But so back to the James Cook deal. I mean, this is all a part of the same conversation if you think about it, because the biggest reason that the Bills, I'll just say the Bills, right, didn't want to pay James Cook was fear of injury, right? If we give him the ball more because he's getting paid more, is he going to be able to hold up? Well, there's only one way to find out. And here's the thing. If you extrapolate his numbers like we did on this show 2 years before he was expected to get any kind of contract extension, and you look at what those numbers would look like, they would be first team all-pro numbers. We pointed that out several times, but the conversation still kept coming back to, well, he didn't do it in college. We haven't seen him do it yet. And what did you and I say at that point in time? We said, well, you know what? He's one of the few running backs that come into college that come into the NFL from college having a lot of tread on the tire. Why wouldn't you want to give that a shot? Give him the $15 million. And we said that. Why? The point that I made about that was, if you give him the $15 million now, based on the way running backs are getting paid, it's not going to be top 5 money in another year or so. So what does it matter anyway? Because $15 million the year he wanted it, which was last year, wasn't even top 5 money last year. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, I mean,
yeah, Ashton Genty makes his contract is bigger than James Cook. Jeremiah Love's contract is higher than James Cook. And who was it? Was it Roy that said you only count other people's pockets if you don't have any of your own? I'm broke, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm counting away. Ain't no sharing my game. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, and then I was going to touch on Samson before I forget. Samson said, TJ Sanders was McDermott 4-3, cover 3, the pass. Well, why is he still here? And you know what? And that doesn't jive with my thought process, because if you look at how they drafted the last couple of years, they didn't draft for anything that McDermott wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted what Bean wanted. K's obvious by the fact they're still drafting the same players right now.
Thank you, bro.
These are the same players they drafted
Max
before.
Hairston was a Bean pick. Keon Coleman was a Bean pick. I'm even willing to say Dalton Kincaid was a Bean pick, to be quite honest, because if you look at what suits the system that Sean wanted to play on offense, it for sure was Dawson Knox, and it for sure was Jackson Hawes. Right. So I just
Samson. I know they're first round running backs, but we're talking about a Pro Bowl All Pro running back. So I mean, it's apples to apples. That just makes the point. They're first rounder. They didn't take a snap yet, and they get paid more than a guy that's established. A guy that you can say whatever you want about rushing leader, but he had 16 touchdowns before.
Wasn't he a national champion too?
Yes,
James Cook.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if we're paying for pedigree, James Cook had enough.
Yeah.
Like here's the other part too. When we brought him in, we expected him to be something that he showed he could be in college, which was a receiving running back, right? And instead of us putting him in the easiest position to show that, we said, we want you to go out and run wide receiver routes. Right. We want you to run flag routes, which is one of the hardest routes to run and catch a ball if you're not a wide receiver and have been doing it for years, right? And those were the passes that we kept throwing to James Cook because it worked against the covers that we were playing against, but that's the wrong player to put in that position. You really shouldn't be putting a running back in a position to run a flag route anyway. Like just in general, it's just not good practice to expect a guy that wasn't a receiver at some point in his history to go out as a running back, run that route, and then be expected to catch that pass. Over the shoulder catches in general are tough for people who don't play wide receiver.
Right.
They just are. And maybe some of these new age tight ends that come in make it look easy and stuff like that, but I'm sure there's wide receivers somewhere in their history. Yeah. Right. So again, I want to be clear about some of the over the top expectations that we had of James Cook before he got the contract, and some of the expectations that we had of him after he got the contract. Because remember, when he got that $11 million, it was like, well, you better perform now. You better do the damn thing. You better not get hurt.
Broke the bank. Like he just cracked the seal in the running back pool.
Like he's dating our daughter or something like that. Like,
you better do what you gotta do.
You better have her home by 10 o'clock. Like, come on, man. Like, in all seriousness, he hasn't done enough, right? And I guess that's the frustration with seeing the Ashton Gentys and the Breece Halls and all these other guys that are not as good as James Cook come in and like, you know what? I want to find the running back pay scale right now to see where James Cook is on that scale. All
right, while you do that, Jay Ham, cousin Ham, y'all dunk on Bean so much, I got to make a pros and cons list on what you like about him and what you don't. No, I don't. It's my show. No, I'm joking. What do I like about Brandon Bean? I think Brandon Bean is an excellent executive.
It's a good way to force you to say something positive about him.
Right. I mean, I'm going to say the same thing I've always said. I think he's an excellent executive. I think he knows his way around the front office. I think he's put people in positions to succeed in the front office. But what I don't like about Brandon Bean is Brandon Bean's eye for talent. What I don't like about Brandon Bean is Brandon Bean's philosophy on how to build a roster. What I don't like about Brandon Bean is Brandon Bean's philosophy that this is a great roster. Because your roster, he calls it ever evolving, and we got to, we do a self-evolution, self-scouting and this, that, and third. No, we've done that for years now. And we might have James Cook, Josh Allen, but what about the rest of the team? Dion Dawkins is older now. You got Spencer Brown, who's getting older now. You got Von Miller's going. Greg Rousseau's older. You don't have this. You still don't have that. It's the same things that they do every year, and they build the team the same way with different names. You know, Joey Bosa is out. Okay, TJ Parker's in. You know, it's Bradley Chubb's in. But when they talk about we were one person off, why aren't you selling your soul to get that one person?
Yeah.
You know, that you believe is him. I know it's not always going to work, but that's why you draft them.
Yep. Because
if they stink like Kyrie Elam, guess what? Next year, back to the well. Because I said, you know what my defense would be if I was him? Okay, I draft Max Harrison in 2025. He's not working out. Had to take a swing, about to swing again. Because that's telling you I'm not going to stop till I get that piece that I thought we needed.
Right.
That starting piece, that elite piece. And I don't care what anybody says. I know, Laura, IGB is not, in my opinion, that elite guy that's going to step in right away and replace anybody.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that's to me, I don't get high on that pick because that's what I'm looking for at that pick. Somebody's going to step in and replace immediately or pressure somebody to replace immediately. And he just doesn't do that.
Okay, so I got that ranking up for everybody here. So the running back ranking, the pay scale by average yearly earnings goes something like this. Number 1, we got Saquon Barkley at 20.6. Number 2 is Christian McCaffrey at 19 even. Number 3, Breece Hall, 15.25. Derrick Henry is number 4 at 15 even. Kenneth Walker going to play with the Chiefs, who
as a half $1 billion quarterback.
$500 million quarterback. I mean, he's just making too much to pay anybody. Just making too much to pay anybody. They're paying Kenneth Walker $14.35 million this season.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor's making 14 even. Jeremiah Love comes into the league making 13.255. That puts him 7th overall amongst all running backs in average yearly earnings this season. Alvin Kamara is behind him at number 8, making 12.25. Travis Etienne is number 9. And he's tied with Josh Jacobs. Both of them are making 12 even this season. And then at 11th overall, James Cook is at 11.5. Let me read to you all the running backs that are behind James Cook. And you tell me if James Cook should be lumped in with all of these guys. Okay. Right behind James Cook is Kyron Williams at 11 million. I would say production wise, the guys are kind of close, but James Cook is still different. Mm-hmm. Very different from Kyron Williams is more of a, bruiser, lean type of running back. Ramondre Stevenson at 9 million. Ashton Jeanty at 8.9 million. Chuba Hubbard at 8.3. David Montgomery with the Texans at 8.25. J.K. Dobbins is tied with DeAndre Swift and Javonte Williams, all at 8 million even. And then Tony Pollard is 20th overall at 7.25 million. That is the next 10 running backs after Travis Etienne and Josh Jacobs tie at number 9. So basically 9 and 10 respectively, however you want to, line them up there at $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
And from James Cook and Kyron Williams, 11 million, it immediately drops to 9 and then 8 right after that. So that should tell you right then and there, James Cook is kind of being lumped in as the back half of starting running backs in the NFL. Nobody sees the problem with that. Stop disrespecting our players. The guys that are on this team that are really good enough to get paid like that show you that they can do that lead the league in anything. Name one other player on this team that's not Josh Allen that has led the league in anything. I'm willing to entertain it. I might not know a name. Somebody in the chat, give me a name. A player that's been on this team in the last 8 years that's led the league in what? It doesn't happen often. You know what I mean? And that's how you know that this team doesn't really.
Insider.
She will. She will. She will. What the heck did Benford lead anybody in anything? Like what? I need to know that. Like, in all seriousness.
I love the Discord. I love the Discord.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, did you have anything else on the running backs?
Well, the Quan did say, you know, he wants to address the elephant in the room. James Cook is a propensity for fumbling in high stakes games, and to that I would say, I mean, 842 carries, 14 total fumbles, 6 last year, when he had 307 carries. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I
6 out of 300.
Yeah.
Yep.
6 out of 300. And,
I'll take it.
And no.
Let's do this. I'm gonna pull up fumbles by all running backs here. Let me see.
Let's see. Yeah. So Walker doesn't fumble the ball in big games. Walker doesn't really play in most big games. He's always hurt. Joey Bosa forced fumbles. He forced fumbles in the beginning of the season. Then that fell by the wayside. He started off hot. I think he had like 5 in the first couple games. Yes, Dorothy does strike fear in the hearts of everybody when you talk about her sons. And for you guys that don't know, you're not a Discord. You should be in a Discord, but her sons are Josh Allen and Christian Benford, because we talk about them too much.
I want running backs though. We're
I Rose said can't let the league in late practice. Okay.
Where is
who said Cook doesn't have a problem with his contract? I mean, it is what it is. He took the money, and I can have a problem with whatever I want. Roy, is this not still the greatest US of A? Oh, it's my show.
I love that. I love that.
I should get a shirt with like a caricature of my face and say, "Duh, it's my show." No, Bosa was top. Yeah, Bosa was top in the league in forced fumbles. I don't know if he was. I got to look that up at the end of the year.
So Austin Eckler is tied with Ramondre Stevenson from 2021 to 2026 for the most fumbles in the NFL at 17. Let me see. Aaron Jones has 16. Josh Jacobs, who is ahead of James Cook in terms of pay, is ahead of him in fumbles with 15. Derrick Henry, who's also ahead of James Cook in pay, is ahead of James Cook with 14. Jonathan Taylor, who's widely regarded as one of the best running backs in the league and is ahead of James Cook in terms of pay, is ahead of James Cook at 14. James Cook has had 12 fumbles over the last 5 years. 12, right? So what is that? You want to do some math?
I hate Weston so much. Go ahead.
He
said big ball being drafted James Cook, baby. He did.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't think we're arguing against that.
He did.
So that is, if you average it out, if you just average it out, like never mind the 6 last year, if you just average it out over the last 5 years, that's 2.4 fumbles a season.
Yeah, and he averages 1 recovery a year.
Right.
So
Breece Hall, the guy who just got paid, is right behind James Cook with 11 fumbles over the last 5 years.
And not even anywhere near as many carries.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. His attempts. So let me see. Breece Hall's attempts over the last 5 seasons is 755 to James Cook's 842. James Cook has 4,259 yards. 4,259 rushing yards over the last 5 seasons to Breece Hall's 3,398. I mean, you want to talk about yards per carry? James Cook is at 5.1. Breece Hall is at 4.5.
Don't sound like much, but that's a lot when you're going more carries.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like
Hall's always hurt.
always.
But that's the beautiful thing about averages. When you talk about averages, it doesn't matter how many games you play. The more games you play, it should be lower. The less games you play, your average should be higher. So the fact that James Cook played way more games and has a higher average,
here's your argument right here.
Ooh.
For motor Singletary.
Oh, Weston,
here's your argument right
Weston,
here.
write it down.
All right, here's the carries for motor Singletary. 813 carries, 11 fumbles over the last 5 years. So he's got almost as much as James Cook. He's played 2 years more than James Cook. This is just over the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Devin Singletary only has 3,461 yards rushing, 4.3 yards per carry, and 11 fumbles. Who's the better running back? Please tell me.
I'll wait.
Please.
Yeah. You saw the shirt on Friday. Y'all saw the shirt on Friday.
Let that man cook.
Let the record show.
You know what I'm saying? Golly. As much as we bang on players on this team for not being, what we wish they would be, I'll be damned if I let the players that do shine on this team get dogged like James Cook is getting dogged. Like that to me is that's crazy.
Yeah,
that
it's funny because we got to pull receipts because everybody likes James Cook now.
Yeah,
we know everybody likes James Cook now, but we know who's there from ground zero.
Thank you. And it was you before it was me. I have no problem admitting that.
Like I told you, when I was at the game, I forgot who. I think it was a Miami game. We started to blow out whoever it was, and they put Cook in. They took Singletary, took all the starters out. The second carry was like a 42-yarder. I was like, everybody in the stands like shaking me, like they were punching me, shaking me, like there's your boy, like he's my son. And it's like at that moment, I'm like,
a single tear drops.
Right.
You're just so proud of your son.
I said, like
your surrogate son.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, I mean out of Georgia, the thing was he was every time you say James Cook can't do something, he did it. He can't be every down back. He can't be a bell cow. He can't get this. He can't do that. He can't run aside the 5. He can't. What can't this man do? Tell him to do it. He'll do it. And that's the thing. If you want him to start catching these flag routes, start throwing the flag routes all the time. Practice the flag routes, I guess. But that's not a route that he's supposed to get out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There was something else I wanted to move on to. Now I just forgot what that was. Let me see if I can remember. You got anything?
Yeah. CBS lists Drew Bowery as the best draft pick in the 2026 selection process by the Bills.
You looked at me with this face. You looked at me with, bro.
Drew Bowery. This is not me. Out of 8 other chances, Drew Bowery. So I said, "What am I missing to this dude? What is it?" So I looked at. I said, "Okay." Drew Bowery, 6'5", 314, 33 inch arms, athletic, light-footed, developmental swing tackle. Cool. His play strength, his strengths are foot quickness, functional length and clean hands, light feet and pass pro, positional versatility, natural mirror ability, explosive lower body metrics. Okay, got it. What is his weakness? He can't anchor. He don't have core strength.
But he gave up 0 sacks.
0 sacks.
Sam. He gave up 0 sacks. You know how hard that is?
But this is the point. He was drafted in the 4th round. And this is what CBS, not me, says this is our best draft pick, Drew Bowery. Now, Sal said Drew Bowery, when you stand next to me, he don't look like he's 300 pounds. He said the dude is thin. Well, not thin. He said he's fit. He's good, but he's got a high. You know who his NFL comps are?
Who?
I'm glad you asked.
Who is it?
NFL comps. His ceiling is Josh Neiman. You know who that is? Josh Neiman.
Josh Neiman?
Yeah, I don't even know where he played.
No.
Josh Neiman. His median, what they expect, is Dan Moore Jr. Floor is James Hurst. Okay.
Who?
I know James Hurst. That's the one I do know.
Okay.
You know who his Bill specific comparison was? Ryan Vandermark. David Questenberry. That's his secondary. Tertiary, Spencer Brown, because of stylistic overlap. Nowhere near as strong as Spencer Brown, but they mark him as a
RAS score definitely ain't the same.
It's not nowhere near. And Timonius said, "Who exactly?" No, Santa Bowery 6'5". He's 6'5", and Sal said he's fit. So that means he's thinner. He's compact, which could be cool if he can move. But you got to get him in. I mean, so I really would expect him to be somewhere around 315, 320 after this year when they really get him in there and start putting strength on. Because they say he needs strength. I don't know what his bench was. I don't know any of that information, but I know he had a lower body somewhat. But at 6'5", he must be high cut, which is scary for me as well. Because if you don't have mega strength and you're high cut, it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. So it said what he's best at, wide zone, outside zone. We don't run that unless we're going to start. In which case, why the rest of the offensive line not change? Quick game RPO, which cool. We used to do RPO at one point in time. And vertical set play action. So possibly he's worst at gap, power, and counter. That's what we run.
Listen. The whole sacks thing with Jude Bowery. Let's shoot a hole in that right now. Let's just take that argument right off the table so that we can focus on the facts that you've presented, right? Because I feel like Sam might be like banging the table on that, and if he's doing it, that there's probably other people watching that are doing the same thing. Okay, let's look at Josh Allen's sacks by year, right? 2025, 40, 2024, 14, 2023, 24, 2022, 33, 2021 was 26, 2020 was 26, 2019 was 38, and 2018 was 28. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, Josh Allen's best season of his career was what? 2020, correct?
2020, yep.
Okay. That season, he was sacked 26 times. Okay. That offensive line was terrible. Mm-hmm. Terrible. You want to know who was on that offensive line? I'll tell you right now. In 2020, the Bills had Darrell Williams at right tackle, Brian Winters at right guard, Mitch Morse at center, Ike Butker at left guard, and Dion Dawkins at left tackle. And he only got sacked 26 times. So he gave up 0 sacks. Guess what? If your quarterback is halfway decent and mobile and can get away, it really kind of doesn't matter how good or bad your offensive line is. Your quarterback is less likely to get sacked.
Right.
Think about the offensive line that we had this past season. Everybody would say it's as good as the offensive line that we had in 2024, which was rated what? Top 5, mm-hmm. Right? Well, that offensive line, after being ranked top 5 the following season, goes to give up 40 sacks, the most in Josh Allen's career. Right? So I think it should be clear. Just because a guy has certain stats that look great, understanding the context of how he ended up with those statistics is much more important, because watching this kid on tape, I see exactly what you see. Doesn't anchor very well. Yeah, he's got the length. Yeah, he's kind of big and oh God, he's thick all around.
Had it ready. Yep. Had it ready.
But again, he's a guard, and we're looking at him like he should play one of the tackle spots, be a swing tackle. He's not that athletic.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I don't see that in his footwork, in his foot speed in general. Like his kick step. I just don't see a guy that is NFL level ready to even with development. I just don't see the athleticism to play the tackle spot.
I didn't see.
I think he, like Dion Dawkins, I think he would be an elite guard. I do.
I think they might put him there.
I think they should.
Yeah.
Listen, if Jude Bowery is able to compete with Alec Anderson and the other guy we got from Carolina, I think is in there Corbett. Too. Yeah, Austin Corbett. Mm-hmm. you like that, huh, Weston? You like that? You like I think I think Drew Bowery would have a good shot in that room competing against those guys. I really do. And if they want to really build this offensive line out in a way that allows them to progressively become much younger and much more athletic and much more salary cap friendly, then yeah, you really don't want to put Drew Bowery out there when Tylen Grable could take that spot, and Tylen Grable was a 6th round pick, and you can pay him less than what you would have to pay Drew Bowery to start at tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes much more sense. You pay Tylen Grable to start for a year, and then the following season you give him $10 million a season. It doesn't, that won't hurt at all. Right. And he would be ecstatic to get $10 million a year, right? Drew Bowery, you got him for 4 more years before you got to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are things we've been talking like this for years on what the smart things to do are.
Right.
And whether we see it or not, it's just what we think, and the Bills don't have to do it. They've shown they don't have to do it. We'll see what happens.
It will. And that's the thing. I don't know how we're still construed as being negative when we talk about James Cook and how he deserves more money. He just can't win. So guess what? If you got to leave comments like that, just go watch another podcast.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, this ain't for you. Don't even try it no more. There's no point in forcing it. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, you just don't want to like.
Yeah, you don't want to like us. You didn't give us a thumbs up or anything. So I guess you can go somewhere else and thumbs up their podcast. Anyway,
exactly.
So you said you had a.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go through. What?
Sam said, I'm at work typing fast. Don't mind my bad grammar. You're good, brother. You're good.
No worries at all. Okay, cool. Let's keep that right there. I'm going to attempt to try and play some bed music here. And what? Oh, okay.
No, this. What are we doing? Where the ones? Where the negative ones?
Sam be the first one to come on to come on in the chat and be like, "Oh, y'all
don't know what you're talking about."
Right.
Yo, he still sucks.
Okay, I agree. You know what it is, Sam? You just don't want to admit how right we've been. That's what it is. You don't want us to be right. Oh my gosh, because if we're right, that means everything else has been wrong and your whole world has been a lie. That's what it really boils down to. Just own it, Sam. Damn it. So I want to go through our 2026 opponents, and I just want to kind of go through and give what I think the schedule should be for the Buffalo Bills, and what would be most interesting game versus what would work best for the team, where the bye week should be. And based on strength of schedule, I marked this down earlier. Let me just pull it up. So the Buffalo Bills are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have the 8th hardest strength of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
This coming season at 0.628 win percentage based on last year's team's records.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some of you might want to argue that and say, well, it's a different year, different team. Do what you want. I don't care.
It doesn't work with the exercise.
Right?
It has to work with the exercise.
Let me see if I can get this bed music going here, and hopefully it's not too loud. Let me know if y'all can hear it. We can hear it. And I'll try to turn it down if it's too loud. That way it's not interfering with our vocals. They may not even hear it. Can y'all hear that?
Roy, you ain't going nowhere. We gonna do this together. Me and you, Roy. Together. Get your butt back in here, Roy. What you got?
Maybe you're in the mind. Why? Why don't you care what the schedule is? That's a big deal. What if we have another gauntlet like we did 2 years ago? Really?
I don't know. It's a fun exercise for people that a lot of people care.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do it. So, week one, I think is probably going to be the best time for the Buffalo Bills to show what they can really do. And I think if we're going to do that, I would love the opportunity to start off exactly like the Bills started off in 2020. I want to play the Rams. Give me Bills, Rams, week 1. You got plenty of time to prepare for this team. You know it's going to be an amazing game. It would be an awesome opportunity, whether it's in LA or whether it's here at home. If it's here at home, even better. You open up the new stadium week 1 with Bills, Rams. That's got to be a big time game for people to watch on Sunday, right? So give me Bills, Rams, week 1. Okay. Week 2, that's going to be a very, very tough game. And this is a very, very tough year for the Buffalo Bills. So there really aren't going to be any of those, easy games. Mm-hmm. But I think if we're going to make it challenging for the Buffalo Bills and you want to give the Bills a divisional game that could be, something to watch and was definitely something to watch back the first time that this happened, I think you want the Bills going down to Miami for week 2 when it's still hot and they still have to deal with the weather. And it's that much of a taxing challenge for the Buffalo Bills. I think that gives a Dolphins team a fighting chance that really shouldn't have a fighting chance at all this season. I think they're going to be pretty bad. But that added dynamic to the game, I think, makes the game a little bit more interesting. And it adds some challenge for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. So week 2 in Miami, give me the Dolphins.
1:00.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
We got to melt right. Got to do this right.
That's true. You're right.
See?
Okay. Week 3. I think we go back to challenge land for the Buffalo Bills. You got kind of a break. They went down to Miami, but man, they're taxed. And guess what? I think the Bills should go to Kansas City in week 3 to challenge the Kansas City Chiefs in that new run game that they're going to have. All right. I don't really have a great reason other than we've never played the Chiefs this early in the season before. And I think the rivalry between the Bills and Chiefs has gotten a little stale because realistically it's very similar to when the Patriots were good. They win all the time. Who cares? The Bills win during the regular season. Just give them a daggone week 3, settlement of that whole ordeal. We know the Bills are going to win in the regular season and have issues in the postseason. Hopefully that's not the case this season, but give me the Kansas City Chiefs week 3. That'll be a throwaway game for me. We know the Bills usually win that.
I would like to see that our healthy defense against the incoming not Hall of Fame MVP from the Super Bowl. That'd be nice to see what they can do. Mahomes probably won't be back, so that's just gotcha. But I'll take it and see what they can do against the run.
Yep, fine with that. And I'm putting Kansas City earlier because a lot of these other teams that are going to be really good this coming season, in my opinion, I think I would want to save for like the real challenge of seeing whether or not the Bills are playoff and Super Bowl worthy, right? Mm-hmm. So we go from Kansas City in week 3 to, I think we go New England Patriots at home, week 4. Teams have enough tape on you at that point for this competition to be very valid and very telling of who the power is going to be in the AFC East. Give me Bills at home versus the Patriots, a revenge game from last season, even though last year was in week 5. Give me week 4, New England Patriots here at home. I think that'd be a great matchup for the Bills to test out everything that they've, learned and adapted and built to over the first 3 weeks of the season against the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Same thing for the Patriots too. Okay. Week 5.
So, okay, JM, and that's now we going based on how the home and away games are slated. I honestly don't know who we play where and when, but I don't know where we're going and where we're not going. I have no idea.
What happened?
He said, are you going based on where what is this right here? He said, are you not going on how the away and home games are slated?
No, I'm just going based off of who the Bills should play in what week.
Okay.
In terms of challenging, proving, You know what I'm saying? I mean,
so wherever it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter where it is or what time it is or anything like that. Like, I'm not gonna predict the season reveal coming on Thursday. Like,
Buffalo Bills 316 says we just whooped your ass. I ain't gonna put the full finger. My mom might be watching, but
Joe, what's going on, Joe? I ain't heard from you in a minute. Says we play at Rams, so have Chiefs as home opener.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild.
But they don't have their quarterback. I wouldn't want to see it. Like, that's kind of a gimme game. Like that. I want to chat. Okay, so if we're gonna go by that, like, I still want the Rams as the opener, but if we're gonna go like that, then give me the Chargers here as the opener.
Right.
Give me the Chargers here. We can switch those. I'm comfortable switching those. Yeah. So we'll do away at LA, and we'll do the home opener here week 1 against the Chargers. I think that's a really good defense that, to challenge ourselves against, and they have a very strong run game. Excuse me. They'll be doing a lot of different things, offensively. And as much as Joe Brady might know Mike McDaniels from the Dolphins, I don't think it's going to be the same style of offense.
I can't wait to see him on the sideline.
Right. So, yeah. All right. So we'll swap those. Okay. So, all right. Where were we? We were on week 4, New England Patriots here. Let's stay here and let's host the Chicago Bears in a Chicago revenge game, or a DJ Moore revenge game, playing against his former team in week 5. Now, what's unique about week 5 is the Bills traditionally over the last 3 seasons have really struggled in week 5, right? We played the Ravens week 5 a couple of years ago. Last year was the Patriots, and I think the year before that was I forget who it was 3 years ago, but usually when we get to weeks, 5 and 6, the Bills start to kind of fall apart around that period of time. Now, being that this is a revenge game, what's going to make the storyline interesting here is, because of the Bills' previous struggles under a previous regime, is that going to linger around in this next regime? And when I say regime, I mean head coach. Is that going to linger around, with these players kind of struggling after 4 weeks? Are they going to just be rolling through? Is DJ Moore going to get his revenge? Are the Chicago Bears really that high caliber type of team that can go anywhere and play anywhere and be successful anywhere? That'll be, to be seen in week 5 here.
I just know
in Buffalo.
When we play Chicago, DJ Moore better outplay Luther Burden and Romeo Dunze.
Yep.
Yeah, he better outplay him. I don't care what happens. But y'all ain't gonna know. You call these over negative now? Wait till you see my face if he don't outplay one or both of those dudes.
Mark that down. I got to make sure to clip that.
I am going to be inconsolable.
Okay, so we got Chicago coming here week 5. Let's see. That's it. That's a two game challenge span there. Let's keep it going. We're gonna keep that going. We're gonna go from here, hosting the Bears. We're gonna go to Minnesota. We're gonna play in that dome. We're gonna play against that defense. My boy is still there. Who's the defensive coordinator they have there?
Where is this?
Huh?
Where?
Minnesota.
Oh,
what is his name? Let me look this up real quick.
Flores.
Yeah, Brian Flores.
He's still there?
Okay.
Yep. You're rich, guys. You said if McDermott was a police officer, you'd have been pulled over by now. State trooper phase 1.
I don't doubt it.
I'm looking for you.
I think is he still living here or did he move?
No, he's gone.
Yeah, I think
he's gone.
If he was still living here, he definitely would have had me taken somewhere by now. For sure. All right, so yeah, week 6 at Minnesota. I love the matchup. I love the opportunity for the Bills to show that they can play against yet another elite defense and be extremely successful with DJ Moore and this receiving core and that run game. That's a tough challenge, but the Bills will be down for it. Okay. From Minnesota in week 6, I think we go on a streak of traveling. We're going to travel for the next 3 weeks. I think we go from Minnesota to Detroit. I think we're going to play Detroit. I might actually be pretty close to when they're supposed to be playing the Lions in real life. But we're going to go to Detroit. We're going to play the Lions in Detroit. And right after Detroit in week 7, that's an away game, week 7. Yeah, Minnesota Vikings week 6, Detroit Lions week 7. Let's go from Detroit to New York. We're going to play the Jets in Jersey. And let's finish that road trip off in New York. We're going to come from the Jets town back home to host the Raiders. Right. A little bit of a 2-game reprieve.
The Raiders.
Hosting the Raiders here. Right? Very interesting matchup. Hopefully Tom Brady comes to town so we can, let's see, that'll be week 8. So week 8, we should be having some snow here by then. Yeah, I want to be able to throw snowballs at Tom Brady. That'd be nice.
All I know is, thinking about the Raiders, I was watching, of course, WNBA started on Friday, and that means the ring ceremony. Mm-hmm. The Aces got their rings. These things are like, they got 3 1-carat diamonds in the center. They got, I think he says like 500 diamond clusters. It's a double ring. So the women's ring. So what happens is like the top pops off, mm-hmm. and like they have like a cocktail ring inside with like the 3 diamond clusters and everything. So it's like a diamond case that they wear on their finger. And when they were like, they don't want to go outside and get robbed, they just take most of it off. And it's like an engagement ring, but it still has those same 3 clusters as aces across it. It's crazy. I'm like, how much does the ring cost? And it was funny that you said Tom Brady, because Tom Brady's part, I guess he's part owner of them too. And Al Davis or Davis, which was Mark Davis.
Mark Davis.
They're the owners of them. So I'm like, oh, how cute is that to actually see them win something? Because they're never going to win anything ever again in life. Carry on.
So disrespectful. So disrespectful. All right. So we're hosting the Vegas Raiders that's week 8. So week 9, let's host again. Let's host again.
That's it.
We haven't seen this team here in a very long time. A very, very long time. Let's have the Green Bay Packers here in Buffalo for the first time in forever. Maybe not forever. Did they come here? When did we play them? Like 4 years ago?
Who, the Packers?
Was that in Green Bay or was that here?
I think that was here.
Okay. All right. My mistake. Let's have the Packers back here, right? We've been there way too many times. Let's get the Packers back here for week 9. They will be back to play the Bills in the new stadium, week 9. Let's move on to week 10.
Love you too, brother.
Thank you very much, man. Week 10. Let's see. Who do we have left? Week 10. You know what? We really haven't seen this matchup this late in the season, and I think it would absolutely be a major test for the Buffalo Bills. Let's give the Bills the Baltimore Ravens in week 11. We're going to go to Baltimore and prove that we can win in their stadium and prove that they're not as great as they think they are. They can talk as much smack as they want. They can talk about all these early matchups all they want, and we can even talk as much smack as we want about, y'all caught us early in the season, see us later on. We beat y'all in the playoffs all the time, blah, 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 blah. If I'm not mistaken, the last time we played them late in the season, they pushed our face in.
Yeah.
Right? I think that was here. They did it too. Yeah. Right? So let's go to their house late in the season and let's push their face in.
Late in the season, not the playoff game. Not the playoff game.
So this would be week 11 that we're doing this for, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Week 10 was Green Bay Packers here. We're going to go to Baltimore and play the Ravens. I don't even know how many home and away games I have right now. I'm just going.
Damn, he's just free balling right now.
Yeah, I'm just picking the schedule.
What do we say? Let him cook.
Right. Okay. Now, we still got a bunch of divisional games left, right? We've played 3. We still got 3 divisional games left. We still have the Houston Texans and nope, that's it. We got the Texans, the Broncos, and the 3 divisional games. And the Rams. Because I had to switch the Rams. So, okay, so we got to fit. We're just coming from Baltimore. We are going to stay away. We're going to go from Baltimore. We're going to fly back to New England, and we're going to play in New England against the Patriots in week 12. All right. After the New England Patriots game, we are going to host the Miami Dolphins here in a cold game for week 13, make them pay for having us in that dead heat in the middle of, let's see, I had us playing them week 2, so that's in September. Yeah, they're gonna pay for that now. They're gonna be down here in the frigid weather, frigid cold. It's gonna be snow around. That's week 13. Yeah, it should be good right around there. So Miami Dolphins will be hosted here in Buffalo week 13 for the Bills. So now we're left with the Jets, Broncos, Texans, and Rams. Give me the Texans coming to Buffalo for the first time in, when's the last time they've come to Buffalo? The last time the Texans came to Buffalo? The last time I think we had a home game against them was when we played in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll go then. Long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, so give me the Houston Texans here, week 14. That would be in Buffalo. I think that would be an awesome matchup to have the Texans out of their dome, playing in some weather, playing against the Buffalo Bills in our element. I would love to see that. All right, week 15. Week 15, let's host the Broncos. Cold weather game. So it's going to be the same, basically. It's going, the weather will be about the same as it would be in Denver at that point in time. Let's get the Broncos here for some revenge. So we'll host the Broncos in week 15. Week 16, let's travel to the Rams. That's gonna be a trip. That's gonna be a trip and a half going from Buffalo to LA. Man, late in the season too, but let's do it. Let's see if the Bills can handle it. So that is a gauntlet in itself right there. You got Denver, Houston, and then in LA to play the Rams.
Right
after that flight. That is a test. Okay. After that, you end the season off with the Jets. And yeah, you'd have the Jets here at home. That's a gimme game. That's a game that you can throw away. It's also a divisional game. I don't think they'll be playing for much anyway. And for some reason, the scheduling gods, whoever these people, whatever the algorithm is that creates the schedule, they really haven't been giving the Bills, valid competition, the last week of the season. And by valid competition, I mean, like we didn't play the Patriots the last game of the season,
right,
which would have been a nail biter if we were playing for first place in the division. You know what I'm saying? But that game happened, 5 weeks earlier in the season, I think it was. So we end off with the Jets. So just to recap, we start off with the Chargers, Dolphins. Then what did I say after that? Dolphins, I think we said Chiefs.
Yeah, yep.
So Chargers, Dolphins, Chiefs. Then I said Patriots. Then I should have wrote this down.
Dolphins, Chargers, Chiefs, Patriots. Okay. So now we're week 5.
Yep. Week 5, I think we went with the Bears here.
Okay.
And then from the Bears, we went to Minnesota.
Okay.
Then after Minnesota, we had, I think we went to the Jets. I should have wrote this down.
You just play it back.
I didn't have time. I really didn't have time.
Play it back.
I'm gonna post this. Yeah, I'm gonna play this back. I'm gonna post it so it's on social media, and we'll have our prediction out of and this is not gonna be like me predicting the home and away. I'm just picking the order of the teams that we're gonna play. I'd really like to see where that prediction itself lines up with where the schedule is gonna be as far as what teams we play in what week.
Yeah.
So that's really what I was going for, to just kind of have some fun with what teams are we going to play, in succession and in progression of the season there.
That was off the top of the nugget. That was actually pretty good. Then.
Off the top.
That was really good. Then.
I didn't have time to write this down. Yeah, I like J Ham commented on this morning, and I was like, all right, bet, let's do it. Right.
I can't do this.
I'm thinking this stuff through, and I'm just, so anyway, hopefully this is close. It would be really interesting if it was close, because this is completely off the top of the dome.
Hey, and while you're doing that, Albert said, I got it here. He
Yeah.
said, did we see how many drops Skylar Bill had in practice? Is Kyler's problem popping up again in KC too? No, I'm not worried about it. Honestly, jitters, and one thing I learned, and you played, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Practice, a bad practice is when you practice the stuff you're good at. In practice, you're supposed to be trying to challenge yourself.
Yep. You
should be pushing yourself to the limits of what you can and can't do. And a good coach will facilitate that. It's when you go to a practice and they are so rigid, they want to change everything you do to make it their way because that's all they know how to do. Is a mark of a bad coach. So when Skylar Bill is dropping passes, he's dropping passes from Taquan Roberson, which I can tell you, UB wide receivers were not catching passes from Taquan Roberson. This other dude from Central Connecticut State, didn't even know it was a school. Right. Don't care about that. So I think he's gonna have his drops. But see, that's what I'm talking about when I say, your elite trait. What are their elite traits? Because when he catches that ball, that mug gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna have Jamar Chase had. I remember calling, this is my gotcha. I remember asking people, what's the big deal with Jamar Chase? He's dropping everything in the preseason. He dropped everything. Egregious, horrible.
He did.
Now look at him. Yep. So I was wrong about Jamar Chase. And now, not saying Skylar Bill is Jamar Chase, but what I'm saying is Skylar Bill he's an asset. He's a talent, a skill level, a skill set that we don't have per se. So yeah, you're gonna, we're gonna get mad when he has I should have been a catch. That went right through his hands. He didn't do this. He didn't do. But we're also gonna have. Did you see that Skylar Bill catch? Did you see what he did after the catch? Did you see him take? Then that's gonna outshine all the rest. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, he had 3, I think he said. And think about it. You're going from college to realizing your dream, and you're on a football field, a pro football field, and you're like, I'm here. This is it. TJ Parker talking about he's doing stretches, got to tell him on his stance in the locker room. Like some guys are just like, yo, I can't wait. And coaches told him, right, we want you here. Yep. You're here for a reason. You belong. Now go out there and catch the ball.
Right.
Perfect. I'm good with that. So when we start seeing him with Josh Allen, he's not used to an arm like Josh Allen. I guarantee that. Yeah. I guarantee it. I watched Skylar Bill 3 years in person against UB. That quarterback they had is not Josh. That quarterback they had is not Kyle Allen. So that ball gonna come out there like a jugs machine. And he ain't gonna be ready for it.
Yeah.
The sizzle's gonna be real.
Yeah.
But as the season goes along, I'm gonna look for it as the season goes along. See, Bills fans have a habit of casting judgment right away. Instant gratification. Every year, who won the training camp? Every year, oh, he was nasty. Then they don't do jack during the season. Mm-hmm. Oh, he was a no-show in training camp. I'm worried about him. Then he shows up. Sometimes it just be that way. So I'm going to look for his constant progression, whether it's just getting snaps, whether it's running routes, whether it's targets, whether it's whatever. Is it getting better? Is he getting closer to where we need him to be? Mm-hmm. And where are we? You got to be patient. 4th round, everybody identifies with one guy. They pick one guy, Eeyore, as Nate calls him, Eli Zor, which I'll probably call him Eeyore because Nate does so. But, that's another guy. Oh, he's going to take Dorian Williams. What's going to happen to Dorian? Nothing. Dorian's been here 4 years. He's a starter right now.
He should be.
Unless Eli Zor is just that nasty.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like TJ Sanders last year when we drafted, I hated the pick, but I said, you know what? All right, go out there and play. When he didn't play, and then when he did play and I saw nothing from him, I saw no penetration at all. I'm like, yeah, we got an issue here. That's when I said we got an issue because what I thought was going to happen happened. So I'm going to wait and see. Landon Jackson, it had Bills written all over us. I'm like, he's going to be a Bill. Watch. It's going to happen. And sure it was. But there's no sure thing, as I've said before. There's no sure thing in any draft, no sure thing in free agents. I want to get that out right now because you guys can say, Keith thinks that he knows everything. I don't know all the drafts. But what I do know is a draft at Reese T. Did you know Reese T is never going to let you down? Reese T is never a projection. Reese T is never a gamble. Don't gamble with your health. Don't gamble with your vitality. Don't gamble with your refreshing sense of palate. Okay? Get yourself to Reese. We're far beyond those itty-bitty bottles. I'm going to tell Damaris, discontinue those. Get your 24 ounces. Only 24 ounces. Big boys, the tall boys. Only those, because the little ones, this is not enough. You're going to go through your pack. What are you going to do? So don't listen to me. Don't listen to him. Don't even listen to Damaris. Trust me. Listen to your tongue. I think it's an AO, but we'll let it ride.
We'll give you half one.
Okay.
That's all you got.
But trust yourself. You've never led yourself wrong, unless you're Roy, in which case, never mind. By the way, Roy, I did see earlier, we're going to start counting now. 6 weeks, huh? 6 weeks until you can bother us all day long. I expect to see you in that Discord. I know he's not because he doesn't have a computer. How are you watching this, Roy? How are you watching this? Wait, get him back on task.
He has a phone that he can watch stuff live on?
I guess so.
Roy has a phone?
Truth be told?
That's not attached to the wall some way?
Hey. But you know what you won't be attached to? The wall when you had that Reed's tea. If you don't listen to me, if you don't listen to him, you don't listen to anybody else, listen to yourself. Click that link down there. Get some of the good stuff. A lot of it. Tell him PPP sent you.
Actually, that is confirmed, J-Ham. I think it was Ian Rappaport that put it out. The Bills are hosting the Lions week 2. Week 2 is going to be the Thursday night opener. Yes.
Marcus said it with his chest. He said it quietly, and then J-Ham says, he said, "How about this $5? Does that confirm it?" He said, "Does this $5 confirm it? Yay or nay?"
My man was like, he came in quietly. He said, "Hey, the Bills are gonna host the Lions on Thursday." J-Ham was like, "That ain't confirmed."
He's like,
my man was like, "The Bills are going to host the Lions," right?
He said, "How's this for chess?"
It's all hairy.
He got chest hairs out and everything.
Yo, I'm crying right now. That was hilarious, Marcus. Stay that way, bro. Don't ever change. Just stay that way. He said, "I'm gonna double down on it."
Yo.
Wow, there's a pin right on the desk.
My word is my bond. Here's 5.
Oh my God.
Marcus said, "Here's 2. I appreciate you, man."
Thank you. Big shout out to Marcus. Oh man, that was great. I needed that. All right, we got to get out of here. I got to get this music started. Here we go. All right, hopefully that's not too loud. Hopefully we're not warbled. But it's 7:29 and I got to fit everything into a minute. So here we go. If you have not done so already, please give us a like, subscribe. Also hit that bell, make that thing.
Make that thing ring. I was reading this note. J-Ham said I saw it on Reddit as unconfirmed leak earlier. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Make it ring-a-ling-a-ling. There you go.
Sam said he's a bean baller. All right. Yeah. So listen, you got to make the thing ring-a-ling-a-ling so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like we are coming out with the schedule I just went through now. We're going to come out in graphic form. That's going to be out tomorrow. So make sure, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. I'm going to put that out the day before. So I'm going to put that out Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that Wednesday. Make sure you like that on all social media platforms to support us. Thank you to everybody else that tuned in. Listen, HighMikeHighTech.com is a sponsor of the show officially and is one of the main reasons why we are able to bring this product to you with the quality that we do. If it wasn't for him, we would not be in this position now, equipment-wise, because that dude literally built the computer we are streaming this whole show on, right? So if you're looking for somebody to build you something of this kind of quality, if you're looking for somebody to give you any kind of custom build whatsoever of a PC, or if you want some part of your laptop adjusted or edited or whatever, HighMikeHighTech.com is the guy that you need to go contact, and make sure you let him know that the guys at PPP sent you. Other than that, it's been the Postpodium Podcast. Home
Give them thumbs.
It's been the Postpodium Podcast. Home of y'all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
And I've been wanting some thumbs. No, just 40 keys. I'll see y'all later.
Get them up. We got 75, 76 people watching. Can we get half? We usually get like 40, something like that. Leah, let's try for 50 today. Can we get 50? That would be nice. I don't think we've had 50 yet. But we'll see. All right. Y'all have a great night. Peace.